Breakfast Club, bitches.
Now, I've been called a lot in my 23 years, but Donkey of the Day is a new one.
That's right. We got the Ace of Spades and the Starbucks cups, baby, because N.O.R.E. is hell. That's right. Donkey of the Day for Thursday, January 23rd goes to an Annapolis, Maryland man named Michael Gibson and a 31-year-old man named Thomas Smith. I'm using the word man loosely. Okay, this young brother is 23 years old, Michael Gibson is, but we all know the full development of the prefrontal cortex isn't fully accomplished until the age of 25, but the law don't give a damn. And the reality is they shouldn't, especially when it comes to what this young man did. Now, Michael Gibson is 23, and he was sentenced to life in prison with all but 80 years suspended for first-degree murder and 20 years concurrent for using a firearm. I don't know what any of that means. It just sounds like forever. Okay, in fact, when I hear sentences like that, prison sentences like that, I think to myself, what does the judicial system, my Invisalign got in my way. What does the justice system know about the afterlife that we don't? Okay, when they give out those kind of sentences, are they talking about this lifetime and the next? Because they can't possibly expect me to do all this time in this dimension. No way Michael was given eternal time. Okay, what did Michael do for a judge to sentence him to prison forever? Well, he was promised $3,200 to kill a man, and he did it. Yes, $3,200 to kill a man. Not just any man. It was his mom's longtime boyfriend. And because his mom and his boyfriend had an argument that he didn't like, he decided to hire someone to kill them. The guy Thomas Smith did. Thomas Smith hired Michael Gibson to kill his mom's longtime boyfriend for $3,200. As much as Jody hated Melvin and Baby Boy, he didn't even attempt to do nothing like that. In fact, Jody stepped to Melvin, got his ass knocked out, fell through a glass table, got his ass choked a little bit from the back. Hell, Jody even cocked the gun on Melvin, but didn't raise it, and Melvin ended up taking it away. The point is, mama got to have a life too, and if mama is arguing with her boyfriend, of course, you don't let anybody disrespect your mom, but hire somebody to kill him? You're going to erase two lives? Yours and his because of $3,200. I know $3,200 seems like a lot of money, and it is, but not incarcerated forever money, okay? $3,200 is barely rent money for some people. $3,200, you can't even get a BBL. The average BBL price is $6,200. You got to kill two people at $3,200 apiece to be able to afford one BBL, and you're only going to have $200 left. Now, I've heard, I've never killed anybody or shot anybody, but I heard that after you do it, you are extremely hungry for days. N.O.R.E, is that true?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to be honest. I was so intrigued by you doing Donkey of the Day in front of me.
Talk to the mic, man. You got the mic on the table.
Donkey of the Day in front of me. I was just sitting there mesmerized.
N.O.R.E said yes. And then he said, I don't know what you're talking about.
My bad.
All I'm saying is $200 will not be enough to eat for the rest of the week if you have to kill two people and pay for a BBL. Listen. My fellow Americans, I really don't know where we have gone wrong, but generations are failing generations, okay? Thomas Smith is 31, Michael Gibson is 23, so that's an 8-year age difference. Do we realize the difference that is? Think about an 18-year-old schooling a 10-year-old. How much more life that 18-year-old has lived than that 10-year-old. That 18-year-old has already learned to drive. He's graduated high school, about to start college. 8 years, that's 2 presidential terms. All right, a 31-year-old should be schooling a 23-year-old to the game of life. All right, a 32-year-old can have a major influence and impact on a 23-year-old. Same way you can give him $3,200 and encourage him to kill somebody. You could have said, hey, man, I'm going to put this money towards you learning the trade. I'm going to put this money towards sending you to barber school. Now, don't get me wrong. Trade school and barber school cost more than $3,200, but you understand what I'm saying. You have the ability to point this young man in the right direction, but instead, you decided to turn this young man into a crash test dummy. And now his life is finished. And did you know this young man was prohibited from possessing a firearm due to a previous conviction? So this lets me know this young man is one of them ones. You know the ones I'm talking about, the young shooter. Okay, think Old Dog and Menace, Bishop and Juice, Poppy from Left Rack. He's that young man. Folks in the community know it's one black and mild short of a 5-pack, but instead of someone putting their arm around the brother, showing him love and getting him on the right path, they decided to aid and abet his dysfunction, okay? The scripture teaches old men and women for counsel, young men and women for war, but it should be war against the system, okay? A war against oppression and perpetual exploitation, a war against ignorance, a war against piss-poor morals and values, not war against each other. Please let Remy Ma give Michael Gibson and Thomas Smith the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
All right.
Whole world, y'all.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today.
You better bundle up.
I realize as many years I've been coming on this show and doing this show, I've never seen you do Donkey of the Day.
Nah, you never seen?
Nah, because I've always been a guest. I've not been a guest
come after
host.
the show.
Now I feel like Angela Yee.
This is not your first time guest hosting. N.O.R.E. was. Remember, N.O.R.E. used to come up here.
N.O.R.E. Easter.
Every N.O.R.E. Easter. So every Easter N.O.R.E. would
come
come.
the whole show, right?
But he hosted Breakfast Club a couple times back in the day.
It felt like I guest hosted, but I don't think I officially was a guest host. But I feel like it felt like
I think he just pulled up.
Yeah. But that, I mean, a lot of people would say those were the early seeds of Drink Champs.
Yes, it was.
Started to be like,
I love how he took his own props.
Yeah,
It's the truth, though. That's real.
Like,
That's
people
real.
like, I like hearing
That's
N.O.R.E.
real. I always say that. I say, and rest in peace to Prodigy. But had Prodigy not wrote that book,
Yes.
I might Drink Champ. So I owe Prodigy a lot because all I wanted to do was just basically rebuttal.
Yeah.
Have a rebuttal to his. And you brothers was my brother along with Angela Yee. She's my sister. And y'all gave me the outlet to come up here. And I remember me going to Canada, me coming up here so much and then going to Canada. And I walked through the security gate and the guy says to me, Breakfast Club. And I was like, and then he kept saying, he had nothing else to say to me. He just kept saying Breakfast Club. And I was like, I said, damn, I either owe them money or I was like, this is something about this. And then I started to realize, I was like, wow, they like hearing me talk. Like,
That's right.
And that, so yeah, you're right. That's what
early,
birthed Drink Champs.
That's right. Early seed to Drink Champs was planted right here on the Breakfast Club.
All right. When we come back, 800-585-1051. N.O.R.E. is here, of course. You know, he's from Drink Champs. But we're going to be talking drink text this morning.
Drunk text.
Drunk text.
Yes.
Now,
I know N.O.R.E.'s drunk. I know N.O.R.E. sent some drunk
Simmer.
text before.
Simmer. Now, this conversation really comes the other day. One of our producers up here, her name, we call her Simmer.
This story better be good,
Simmer?
too.
Who
Yes.
got the keys to the bimmer?
This story better be good.
It's kind of
It
terrible.
better be
if you ask
phenomenal.
me.
Now, she got a drunk text the other night from an old classmate.
It better be phenomenal.
Now, what did that classmate say to you?
You got to take your mask off to talk, Sam.
Oh, sorry. I'm just so used to it. So yeah, it was like 3:00 in the morning.
3
I'm
in the
thinking
morning.
it's one of y'all texting me pertaining to the show.
What are they doing texting you at 3 o'clock in the
I would
morning?
never be texting.
The
her.
show starts at 6. Well,
Okay.
not necessarily them, but like other producers.
I was just
preparing
texting
for the
about
show,
four.
I was just
right?
playing. I was trying to. You do an alley-oop. I was trying to take the jump. I was just playing.
Go ahead.
So I'm thinking it's somebody from the show to talk about work because usually it's only me and God at that time. And I look and the name, I'm not going to say it, but it was somebody I haven't spoken to in like since I graduated. And when I open it, I could already tell it's a full paragraph, like the one you got to scroll for.
The long.
Right,
And
right.
it's like, he's like,
You had
oh.
a long drunk text.
Yes.
Drunk texts usually be short.
Yes,
Okay,
he
my
was
bad.
telling me about like somebody who passed away. I have no idea. And he's like, oh, I wish I did this 10 years ago, but I like you. And like in between, he's dropping like curses that don't even make sense. And then he took a picture of what I wrote in our yearbook. And he was like, oh, I saw this and I just thought the timing was right, blah, blah, blah. And then like 10 minutes later, he texts me back and goes, I didn't do that right.
That wasn't a good drunk text.
Yeah, that wasn't a
good
story.
drunk text. That was a story.
It was frantic.
It was
A
frantic.
good
I
drunk
can't-
text is when you send somebody something and you know you be like, "Yo, I want that pissy."
Oh,
You know, that's a silly drunk text. You know what I
the
mean?
thing is, I
wasn't
couldn't.
ready.
I can't.
Or a woman hit you and be like, "Yo, I want that duck." Like duck? You talking about dinner or sex? You know what I mean? What do you mean?
Well, let's open the phone lines. 800-585-1051. We're talking drunk text. We're talking some more. If you sent one by accident, maybe you received some. Let's talk about it. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.